Hey y'all, happy Monday. Yes, your girl is on the couch. She is not at the desk. I just finished eating dinner and I was like, I need to relax. So, how are y'all doing? Happy Monday. As you know, today is Money Monday. Did you catch the premiere of my latest YouTube video, Good Debt versus Bad Debt? I definitely just want to know, like, what are y'all's take or what's your take on good debt versus bad debt? Y'all, I got my window open. It sound like kids hollering and crying, Lord. But what is your take on good debt versus bad debt? I know for me, that was something that, to be honest, it didn't play a big part in my financial journey. Can y'all take y'all kids inside? Oh my gosh. But for me personally, it wasn't a big factor in my debt-free journey. I just wanted to be free from all debt, but in the video I really talk about what is good debt versus bad debt, which is something that I think most people, I feel like, kind of know this topic, right? Most people know or have heard of the good debt. For example, student loans. As I was like doing research about this video, I was like, are they serious? Like, student loans is considered a good debt? This is how you know ain't no good debt, because they be saying silly stuff like that. Like, I think we all know that student loans ain't nothing good about them. Like, there's literally nothing good about them. Especially as someone who had student loans, baby, it wasn't nothing good about having to pay that student loan balance off. Nothing. So, I think it's important that when we're thinking about good debt versus bad debt, it's really just like debunking some of these myths. Right now, student loans have never been in the forefront like they have now, or like they are now. Many people would agree that that is not good debt. But that was one of the things that came up as I was like researching this, because even for myself, I was like, I had to remind myself, like, what do the people say is good debt? So student loans are one of them. What was another one? Oh, a business, starting a business. I thought that was something that was pretty interesting, because I do hear a lot of people, like, they'll be like, "Oh, I don't have any personal debt, but the business does." And I'm just like, okay, do you not have to ensure that the business's debt is paid? Like, whose account does that come out of? I get it that it may be like a business account. I get that part. But just this whole thing where, like, a business, just creates its own money by itself, and like you don't have to do anything. Like, if anything happened with the business, or if you don't show up, you gonna be at fault. So that was one of the things that they did say was good debt, was like business debt, because it's supposed to be making money and all these other things, right? And then I want to say a house was the other one. So as we know, like, yeah, a house is like a good thing within your financial future, or it should be, right? It should be something that can create wealth for you, something you can pass down from generation to generation. The housing market has never been, more so in the forefront as well, especially with COVID, when everybody was buying houses and all this other things. I remember y'all, so like, this was during COVID. Like, I wanted to buy a house. Like, I was like, you know what? I want to buy a house. And I had started like the process. Y'all, this is when I was all in debt, ain't have nothing together. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, oh my gosh, thank God that didn't work out. But I couldn't find anything, that would be near where I was at, where I was working at the time, that I actually wanted to live in. And that would just meet the things that I wanted for myself. And then on top of that, child, I had all that debt, right? But I actually like had started like a process for it, and was like kind of semi-serious about it. But and that's another thing, like, yeah, a house can be a burden as well. We hear these people, especially these folks who done ran and bought these houses during COVID, and they thinking that they're going to get a return on their investment, but they bought it at a much higher price than what it was worth. Remember when houses were like going for like crazy, just like numbers, and they were like shacks. them people gonna have to deal with that one day. So that was one of the good debt things. So I think for me personally, when it comes to something like a house, like I understand the argument there. However, it's still debt and it's still something that you have to pay back. And that, you got to make sure that you're able to pay back, or there are serious repercussions if you can't pay it back. So those were the good debt things. The bad debt was credit card debt, payday loans. I can't think of another one, but well, what was another one? Credit card debt, payday loans. Oh, cars. And cars, those were some things that were considered bad. That basically the things that depreciate in value, and that you can it's not going to make money or increase your net worth. And I think we all can agree that, yeah, credit cards are bad debt. Y'all, in these points, Lord, the debt in those points are bad. Okay. Okay, you can't use them points to pay out the card. Now I know there are like some credit cards where the points can turn into money and things like that. But I feel like the average person is using the points not to pay off their credit card debt. So that was the thing with credit cards. Of course, we know payday loans, but one thing that made me think about when it said payday loans, y'all, was this Afterpay stuff. Because this Afterpay stuff is out of flipping hand. I was buying a new desk because I need a new desk, and then I wanted a standing desk, and I just needed some more room on my desk, because the desk that I have now is kind of small, child. I got stuff all over it. But I was like buying my desk, and it was like, you can split this up and however many payments of $36. And it's just like, are you serious? The desk was already on sale, y'all. It really wasn't a whole lot of money. But it's just that, the way in our culture right now that we have just normalized that fear of missing out, and that, hey, you need to get this now and you can just pay it off later. It'll be fine. I was on Instagram, and it was this post this mom had posted about her 13-year-old daughter. And she was like, her dad got her an Amex so she can so she doesn't have to wait and she can get it now. And I was just thinking, like, what kind of message is that sending? And then, like, financially, like, I don't think that's good. But okay, sis, go ahead with your post. And that's really what it is. It's like, we have definitely gotten caught up in, I need it now. And that was me, girl. That was me. Like I said, I never really did the Afterpay stuff, but I guess this would be Afterpay. The PayPal credit, I did that prior to being debt free, girl. And I had bought some things. Okay, I was all on Fashion Nova. I was all at Target, because the PayPal credit, like, you can use it for most, like, anything. A lot of times with checkout, it'll be like credit, debit, or PayPal, or which is, breaking it up into those payments. Baby, I had went silly-fied with that PayPal credit. And it was definitely, once I paid that off, and I tell you, I closed that account so quick. I remember they was like, oh, you're not going to be able to qualify again for the entry deal that you got, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't care. I don't ever want to qualify for this again. Okay, that thing. And when I think about it, I can't quite remember how much it was, because I paid it off before I started my debt-free journey, because I had like promo where you had to pay it off within 6 months or it would charge interest. So I paid that sucker off so fast, y'all. Oh my gosh. And I literally closed it and never looked back. And like I said, and that was before I even started on my debt-free journey. So I think that PayPal credit, that Afterpay stuff, it is so dangerous, especially when we're talking about financing groceries, financing gas, financing a meal. That's going to keep someone who doesn't have the resources, or who needs those groceries, just further into debt. And I know for me personally, your girl had to just chunk the deuces to it. Okay. The other thing, of course, I talked about credit cards, but cars, right? Cars have been a really big thing lately, and people calling them investments with this Turo stuff. and all of this other stuff. And it's just like, girl, that ain't no investment, okay? I mean, everybody knows this by now, but as soon as you drop it off the lot, they say it has gone down, blah, blah, blah. Now, cars did kind of hold their value during COVID with all this remote key stuff. And they couldn't, I guess I couldn't make them fast enough, I don't know, something. So yeah, cars did hold their value during COVID. But at the same time, we know that to be a depreciating asset, even if you do have this whole fleet and all of these other things, right? So those were the textbook definitions of good debt versus bad debt. But me, as someone who's paid off their debt, I just feel like it's all bad. Like even a house. I understand that it is definitely a tool to make money and you could get equity and things like that. But from the sense that I am, stealing from my future, or not, maybe not so well, yeah, stealing from your future, for all of those other types of debt, but that I am taking the power away from myself to be able to do the things that I want financially because I have these, certain payments. So like for me, I'm just like, that's why during my debt-free journey, I ain't categorized nothing into good and bad debt. Baby, I put that thing in the debt snowball and I called it a day, okay? I was like, we just gonna get it all paid off because I don't want to do none of it no more, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm done. So that was just my take on it. But I want to know y'all's. Definitely drop down in the comments, like, what are your thoughts on good debt versus bad debt? Where are you with this discussion? How does it kind of hold weight within your own life? Like, are there some things that you are just going to go into debt for and you're fine with that? Maybe it's a new car, maybe it's the latest apparel that's came out. What is that one thing that you're always going to go into debt for? I know for me personally, y'all, like I was looking, I think I was on LinkedIn and someone was just talking about, what it's like to be out of work. And this wasn't like a screenshot of their stuff, but it was just like a generic screenshot of someone who, had overdrafted their account, who had an outstanding credit card bill. And I was just looking at the credit card bill. I felt heart palpitation because I remember looking at my little credit card bills growing and being like, oh, this thing just seemed to keep going up, and like trying to figure out why does it keep going up when I make even when I make payments on it. So I think personally for me, I'm just done with it all. Like, yes, I will get a home. I already know that, but as far as that lifestyle and that cycle, I'm just over it. Like, I just can't do it. Just thinking about it is just so stressful. It's not a good feeling to have all these bills and all these payments, and you got to just go work for somebody else. Like, it's just the suckiest feeling of all. So I definitely encourage you to not get caught up in a good debt versus bad debt. And that, oh, this is good, keep it. Because it's going to help your credit or help you do this. Please don't get caught up in that. Please. As somebody who was just like, as somebody who felt like they were stuck, who felt like they were just in a rat race, who ain't know where their money was going, I think my advice will always be to pay that stuff off. Like, pay it off, please. Like, just get rid of it. I think for me, like, definitely, I want to be one of those people who buy a home and I don't want to, take 30 years to pay it off. Now, I don't know if I'm a like go crazy like I did with my other debt snowball, as far as with my $43,000 worth of debt that I paid off. But I definitely want to make sure that I'm making extra payments. I want to have a plan to pay it off outside of 30 years or 15, in case I take out a 15-year mortgage, especially because I be like watching motivating stuff, y'all. I be watching the Dave Ramsey show, baby. I be looking at them debt-free screens of them houses when they be paying off these homes, and I be like, you know what? I can do that. I know I can. I can do that. So that's where I am, y'all, with the good versus bad debt. Don't forget, I do have a $5 e-guide. So don't forget to check that out. It is in the comments in my previous video. And then I'll drop it in these comments a little later. But check out my $5 e-guide. Shout out to y'all who continue to purchase it. I greatly thank y'all for your support. And I got some exciting things planned for the new year. Some digitables is that a word? Digitable? Some digitables that I'll be kind of getting out for the new year, y'all. Listen, we are almost there. Your girl will be back Wednesday with another video. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live because I have some plans and I may not go live, but we'll see. But y'all check me out over at my shorts, and I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye.